Well, hello, Yasmin. How's it going?
Hi, Sarah. It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Tell the viewers who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Yasamin Parsi, and first and foremost, I am a mom of three daughters, and super excited because my middle daughter is graduating from ASU next Monday, May 11th.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about that. I'm also a licensed professional counselor. I have my own practice, so I'm independently licensed. And I am also a clinical coordinator at Reach Institute, which is part of the psychology department at ASU. And what I do for them is I train other mental health providers in an intervention called Family Checkup and Everyday Parenting for them to work with the clients that they work with. So I basically do implementation coordination.
Wow, that sounds really rewarding.
It is. I love helping people.
How have you had to adapt?
I think that's a great question. So the platform that I use for my own private practice has a telehealth option, which is, basically doing counseling sessions through video. And I fortunately was already doing some of that before all of this happened. So I was pretty familiar with how to do it. Certainly, we've learned a lot more about the ethical way of doing it because so many therapists have had to switch over. So I've learned a lot in these last few weeks of how to do it even better. And then in terms of my job at ASU, I actually do in-person trainings, but I've also done webinars. So I was also pretty familiar with the online platform before all of this happened. I feel really lucky actually because um, I didn't feel like I had to change a whole lot. It's just, kind of tough being stuck at home all the time.
And then in terms of your family, you had mentioned your kids. How are they adapting to ASU's change in the online learning sphere?
Again, another great question. They adapted pretty well. I think that unfortunately, my daughter that's graduating, she is going to miss her graduation. It's going to be online, which is really sad because she's worked really hard. But in terms of the classes being online, they already took some classes that were online. So they're pretty familiar. I want to say that generation, just generally speaking, they know how to handle online learning a lot better than my generation does. And I think they miss seeing their friends and seeing their teachers in person, but I kind of eavesdropped on some of their classes, and their teachers are super sweet, really nice. It could be because of the field they're studying, which is human growth and child development.
Oh, okay, great.
So the teachers are really sweet, asking them how they're doing and all that really nice stuff. But I do think that motivation was really tough for all of us.
And so, how has the AS community itself worked together during this crisis?
So obviously safety is ASU's number one concern. And anything that involved, major gatherings was canceled. Both my daughters that are at ASU, they both are in a sorority, and all of their social events were canceled. Of course, they still had some gatherings on Zoom in terms of, the going away for the seniors and the acknowledgements of awards and stuff. So the ASU community, basically all the major events have been canceled. Anything that would cause issues in terms of exposure to the coronavirus, they've all been either canceled or postponed for the most part. I know that Natalie's graduation has been postponed to fall or next spring. The email we got said you can attend either one, but because we can't really know what's going to happen in the fall, I think everything's up in the air. We did get an email from ASU saying that they are going to start on-campus classes in August. So I think that they're working hard. When I attended a meeting, a staff meeting, I heard that they're kind of doing some pretend scenarios to see what they would need to do in order to make sure everyone is safe on campus. So I think that's kind of brilliant, trying to, during summer, create, everything is going to be still online during the summer. And that gives them plenty of opportunity to clean and to figure out how to have a safe environment for students to go back. I have confidence in them that they hold safety first and they're not in it just to let people, on campus and get sick.
That's really great that they're being proactive like that. Just to kind of go in a different direction here, what would you say are your favorite dishes that you like to make?
That's a great question. So I'm Persian. That means I was born in Iran, and I left Iran when I was 8, but I still love Persian food. And so one of my most favorite dishes to cook is called khoresh bademjun, which basically is like an eggplant stew with rice.
And why is that your favorite?
Well, I'll be honest with you, all of Persian food is my favorite. So I'm just choosing one that I think is relatively simple to make and easy to make. So typically Persian cooking takes quite a while. And so this is a dish that can be made rather quickly. And when I say rather quickly, I'm talking about like 2-3 hours. So to me, that's quick versus, the all day soaking things and frying things and then letting it sit and all that good stuff. So that's why it's my favorite.
Ah, okay. What do you do on your off time?
I have spent the most amount of time with my college girls these past few weeks. It has been a complete pleasure. So believe it or not, I'm not doing a whole lot of outside stuff, except for a couple of Baha'i meetings that I attend with friends. But other than that, I've spent most of my time watching Netflix, playing games, dancing, doing TikTok videos, and a whole host of things, talking about life. And I just feel very privileged to have had these last like 7 weeks with 2 of my girls. My oldest is married, so she and her husband, of course, are in their own home. We've done drive-bys, but they haven't come over. And I've spent most of my time like just soaking up the fact that when else do you get a chance to hang out with your 19-year-old and your, almost 22-year-old daughters? It's tough because they have a lot of good friends to hang out with. So